All right. Okay, so all right, hopefully that's better. Okay, so tonight I thought maybe I would attempt a Tron inspired design for a lightsaber and kind of go about it my own way. Oh, I need to activate my subtitles and stuff. There we go. All right, so I want to create what you'd call a mood board for our potential design. So I want to look at some basic references of the costumes, the architecture, but especially the technology, to kind of figure out, some different patterns and things to look for. All right, that's a pretty good view. And then, yep, the one of the back would be really good. The recognizer, yep, that's a good one. And then I wanted one view of, yes, the grid. To get a sense of the architecture and kind of what's going on with it. There we go. Cool. All right, I think that's all we need to kind of start putting something together. Oh, I need to make sure my phone is on silent too. All right. Hang on a minute. What'd I do? 3,000 by 500. There we go. Okay, so that's basically. Oh, did I do? I need this as a shape. There we go. All right, let's throw some of these images into the board just to get some ideas out in front of me, and so that you guys can see it too. I think some of the main inspiration that I'm going to be drawing here is going to be from the identity disc, because that's what they're using as a weapon in this universe. But I think a lot of the other designs will give us some good information about how it could be stylized. There we go. I'm gonna get my drawing tablet here. Might make sketching a little bit easier if I have it hooked up. Okay. So originally I thought maybe making something that had, you know, kind of the recognizer legs as sort of an extension of the saber, but a lot of the design overall is very simplistic and clean, so I also kind of feel like this should also be fairly simplistic. The motorcycles or the light cycles are the only things that have a lot of organic lines on them. Everything else has a lot of flat faces. You know, even here you can just, it's a lot of polygon faces as opposed to organic round shapes. So one option would be to create something that is more square or has some kind of polygon shape to it, and that would probably make the most sense actually. And then whether or not it should have a bend in it. Some lightsabers have a bend in it, like Count Dooku and Asajj Ventress sabers. They're generally associated with the bad guys, so I'm not necessarily thinking that's a good way to go. But it's an option. So if we want to make something that has some flat faces to it, we could go with 4 sides so that it would be hi Tim, so that it would be, you know, kind of a square hilt. The Tron lightsaber that I had found an actual reference image of that someone else had designed looked basically like the little bar that they had for creating the light cycles. So there's the original Tron cycles. That's from the new movie. If I can find the control thingy. Oh, here we go. Okay, so yeah, that's the launch baton, and the the Tron lightsaber that I had seen online looked a lot like this. In fact, it looked almost exactly like it. We're going to go ahead and throw this image into our mood board here. And then I want to look up that Tron lightsaber again. Oh, that one's kind of cool. Okay, yeah, called the User. Like they basically kind of gave it an open end on one end, and it's mostly square but has a little bit of roundness right at the emitter. So it's pretty similar to the launch baton, but with some key differences there. So I'm gonna grab this, throw this into our mood board just so that I have something to look at. And then I think this one's cool. That one's kind of cool too. I don't necessarily like that one more, but I think it's an interesting design. It definitely takes that Tron inspired line work, but just makes it completely cylindrical. And I think that's what looks a little bit off to me about it, is that it is perfectly cylindrical. And that's not really what we see in all the reference material for Tron. We have a lot of hard angles, and I think that's important. All right, we need to make this canvas a little bit bigger, it looks like. Well, this one is the light bike handle. That's why I thought the User lightsaber design was very, very similar, because it looks like the handle from, because this is the handle from the movie that they used to launch the bikes, and then this is the design of the Tron lightsaber that seems to be pretty popular. All right, so proportionally, I'm going to increase our size here. There we go. That'll make me feel a little bit better. Okay. So I do like the idea of more hard angles in this. I really like this building for inspiration for our emitter. Because this is a really cool shape. It's got a neat cutout there, and it looks like this is probably 8-sided, so octagonal, which could be kind of cool. And then for the main body of the lightsaber, following a profile kind of like this could be really cool. Pommel gets really small there, and then it gets bigger and bigger, and then here would be where the emitter is. So sort of tracing around the size of the tower could be really cool, and have something to it there. And then I think the main thing that's going to make this look really Tron-like is the glossy black with the bright blue, bright blue or bright orange lines that go, you know, throughout the whole design. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this. And we're just going to increase this size a lot. All right, I need, or you know what I could do? That'll probably make things a lot easier. Alright, that's pretty cool. Alright, I need to make sure that this is behind our rectangle. There we go. That even kind of fits the profile really well. Alright, so I'm thinking octagonal. So that means we're going to have a line there and probably there. Kind of get this laid out a little bit. And then we're going to increase the size. Only to bring it back in. Hopefully that doesn't make the saber look too bulbous on one end, but I think we can still keep the design pretty clean. All right, so the only thing that I can really see as far as like where these cutouts go and stuff, you know, we might be able to just we might be able to do this in Fusion and start building this out without having to go through a whole sketch process, especially since it's got a lot of regular polygon shapes. So let's see what we can do with it. We're going to keep our mood board open just in case we need it. I threw it over on my other screen so I can still see it. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and close that out. And let's make ourselves a new design. Alright, so basically, from here to here, there we go. Alright, so get that centered right along there. Okay. Alright, so since I'm creating an octagon, we're actually going to draw this a lot differently. We're actually going to draw on this plane, create a polygon, circumscribed, 8 sides, and we'll start it. Dang it. Try that again. 40, 8 sides. There we go. Let's see how this does. Okay. We definitely need to redo our calibration here, because if we consider this to be sort of the... Oh, that's right at 40. Why does that look so much bigger? Oh, I think it's because it's 40 radius. That's why. Yep, 40 radius. Okay, so we need to reduce that to 20. There we go. That looks a lot better. So I'm even thinking maybe a little bit of a taper. Not that much. It's 1 degree look like. That might work. All right, let's look at this this building again. So basically, we've got a flare out, and then a reduction in size. So if I grab this and extrude, and then do a taper angle, feels like we need a more extreme taper angle to make this really work. And then I should be able to grab this one and go farther. But this time, we're going to do a negative taper to bring it back down. Okay. I mean, that's interesting. I think maybe it'll look better once we fillet the edges, because even though we have a lot of flat planar faces in Tron, there's not a lot of like sharp points that it joins, you know. So if I grab my fillet tool and let's say let's just fillet everything, like, it almost works like that, but I messed up because this joint should be the other way, basically. So, almost, not quite. There we go. So everything except that. Okay. So if we go with a 1/8 fillet, it softens out those edges quite a bit. If we do setback corners, I think that'll be a little bit better. Might even be able to go to 4mm. Yeah, I think that's going to work even better, honestly. Let's go to just a shaded visual style. Yeah, so it's got those flat faces, but lots of roundness. It's still rounded off this edge here, which is not exactly what I want. So looks like we need to go into let's delete that. Let's try fill it again. This time we're going to filter by just body edges. There we go. Okay, yeah. Now we've got that sharp connection there for where it goes this way. Kind of looks like a weird flashlight. Not 100% on this. I think I'm losing something in translation here. Maybe I'm going a little bit too literal with it. Is it because all the sides are equal? Maybe that's it. Maybe the upper corners need to be narrower. So let's go all the way back. I want to try something. Because what I'd like to do okay, so there's what a rectangle would be. All these sides are equal. So if we just move this up, so if I offset, not the whole thing, oh, okay, right. So if I offset 1, we'll offset it 3, and then I should be able to create a circular pattern. There we go. Okay, that wouldn't affect our current extrusions, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't. But I should be able to go back and edit feature and add these back in. Then we get something that's a lot more square. With just, you know, some cut off corners. And then to make this a little bit more Tron-like, I can also go back to my original sketch, and I'm kind of thinking that I want to bring these edges in, and maybe we don't want to do the sketch for that. Maybe we want to go ahead and use a scale for this. So let's hit scale on both of these. And then we need to grab the origin as our scaling point, and then we just narrow it down like 0.75. So now it's more of a rectangular handle of some kind. Okay, another idea. Let's go and edit this feature, and let's do none of that, but let's make it shorter. And then I want to do another extrude, but this time I want to start from an offset. I'm beginning to understand why they designed it after the launch baton, because it looks very handheld. It looks really good as far as, like, you know, how it's constructed. I'm almost thinking I need to go back to this original sketch again and make these corners even smaller. Kind of square it up a little bit, but have those corners exposed there. I think that works. All right. No, not that. Not faces, edges. There we go. So, like, it gets almost close enough that it creates rounded corners, but it's got just a little bit of a flat face there. That could be interesting. I'm almost thinking that maybe this needs to be even less, you know, it needs to be a little more subtle. So I'm going to go back to this again. We're going to bring it down to 6 and only to 20. And then this final feature, we'll bring that okay. Kind of feeling like there we go. Kind of feeling like I need to leave this alone for the moment and not round that over just yet. Okay, so this should make our handle. So it's 40 by 30. Okay. I wanted to make sure that's where we were, was 40 by 30. Because this is going to be a relatively slim design, I think. I almost feel like this needs to be a lot shorter. And let's see. Need to keep it clean, simple. Okay, so the architecture has some asymmetry to it, or like one line of symmetry. But the things that they use have multiple lines of symmetry. So like the disc has multiple lines of symmetry. The launch baton for the bikes have multiple lines of symmetry. Their costumes have a lot of symmetry in them. So it seems like it would make sense if a lightsaber design for Tron had a lot of symmetry to it. Just kind of finding the shape that really works is really the hard part, honestly. But we also want to kind of mix in some things that we expect from lightsaber designs. So maybe one thing we could do is... Okay, I've got an idea. Okay, so what I'm thinking is... is maybe doing like some, well, what we would consider like the ribbing effect on lightsabers, but just repeat this pattern a few times for should be able to, if I make a new body for that, and then okay, so I can move copy, translate, create copy, and then move it 6, and then grab all of that, move copy, create copy, move it 12. There we go. Okay, now I'm getting something. All right, so that gives us kind of a, you know, a texture that we can work with as far as, you know, what constitutes a what we've been seeing in lightsaber designs pretty much while we've been working on all these. All right, so we're gonna recombine all of those back together. There we go. Then we'll pull this out a little bit. Okay, so that means these lines inside can be our glow effect area, you know, as part of our pattern that makes this up. So we can branch off of these to create more pieces of the pattern to kind of open this up a little bit more. All right. So then I'm thinking, all right, so we need to go from this object. Hey, what the heck? I don't want that profile. No. No. All right, hang on. I want this one. And I want to go from this object. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to make me feel a little bit better now that there's like some different levels and stuff to it. So okay, I think we can reserve most of the hilt area or grip area for some patterns and lines that are gonna, you know, go around and do whatever. And again, this, you know, multiple lines of symmetry minus particular things. So those bike handles have the buttons kind of out in the middle area as part of like a you know, it changes the shape somewhat. You know, goes to like a smooth face there in the middle. Lightsabers have their buttons a little bit more offset, you know, towards the upper part. So this could be our button area. We could go ahead and make this a little bit longer so that we can have an area for buttons there. I'm thinking that you know, a couple of buttons on the flat face would look really good there, and then maybe one on the back side to kind of even that out. And then as far as like an end cap, I'm kind of thinking, well, hang on, let's see where we're at right now as far as length. I want to see where we're at here. 213. So that's not quite long enough. We need 85 more millimeters. But generally, like, a pommel is only 50 maybe. And in this particular case, it's probably gonna be a little bit smaller than that. So we actually need this to come out to 165. Yeah, gonna have a nice big empty area there that we can do something with. And then I'm gonna grab this profile and then just go from this object, and we'll create a little end cap. Kind of feeling like feel like 15 is the way to go there. This is a very different way of building a lightsaber. You know, we're not really doing, we're not doing any revolves, and we're not doing a lot of sketches either. I'm just kind of grabbing profiles that already exist and sort of using that to our advantage. So I definitely want to round off the end cap. I think that's a good idea. And then maybe a smaller fillet on this side, just to keep it square, but not as square. All right. Now I'm thinking we need to go ahead and fillet all of these edges that we already worked on. Take those all in by 1. Oh, that might be too much. All right, let's take it to 0.5. That's better. Okay. So for a more square feel, 0.5 is better. So we'll come back to this one and edit that for 0.5 as well. Keep it square. And then, actually, I'm still feeling like there we go. Okay, I think that's working for me. The one thing that I did think about is I think I want to, all right, first, let's create a construction plane there, because we're going to need that in a minute. But I want to combine our switch and emitter area together, and then use fillet on, if I can get this to, there we go. So I want to grab this inner edge, and I want to smooth this transition out a little bit. So that way when we're looking straight on, it slopes a little bit nicer. It's got some weird faces going on, like right in between these here, but I guess wonder why it's doing that, because this and this should be pretty much equivalent. They are, aren't they? That one's 4mm. This one should also be 4mm. Okay, I guess maybe it's the weird angle since it flares out like that. But then to split these back apart, I just split this by our plane tool, our construction plane. So now it's got a little bit of a smooth transition just before it terminates on that. So this part is the switch. This would be the sleeve, pommel, emitter. Okay. All right, so I'm kind of thinking that, so if we look at the different lines on the costumes, we get kind of an outline of the body contours as part of the pattern. And we have thinner lines, thicker lines, some extra dashes, and then some donut shapes in there. I don't want to overuse it too much, so I want to be very careful about how much I put in here. However, I am thinking that one thing we might want is some kind of upraised texture through here, and then put a cut through the middle of it to make that kind of the line, and then I'm kind of thinking the glowing donut would be a really great bezel for a main activation button. So that's kind of where my head's at on it. All right, that looks pretty close to center. See, that's 1, 2, 3 big blocks. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2-ish. There we go. Okay. Okay, 5mm, not 100% on that. It's a little bit much. So let's go into this. Go 4. Why does it do that? I don't want to change the shape of my frickin' rectangle. Okay, let's do it one at a time. Fill it here to here. 3. Okay, I think 3 is a good way to go. Ah! There we go. Okay. And then, oh, you know what? Need to add another rectangle into this. Not completely sure about this, because I feel like maybe there needs to be like another groove that follows all the way through, because there's something about that shape that just doesn't make a lot of sense. See, if I put it back, if I put that middle section back, then it looks okay. Like, then it doesn't look terrible. Maybe that's what's bothering me. Maybe it's not that I need something sticking out as much as I do something that's more recessed and makes it look like that. So here, let's go back, edit our sketch. Yeah, maybe that's what I was missing. It's just that it needed to be recessed, not necessarily not necessarily sticking out, but having something around it that made it a little bit more just gave it a little bit of texture detail without going overboard, you know? Yeah, I like that. I think that works. All right, now we got it on both sides. Yeah, this is kind of coming together. I'm starting to see it now. It's speaking to me. The thing that's going to be important is our blade, because lightsaber blade is still round. Oh, that cuts it real close. Okay, so we might have to, let's see. Okay. Let's try. Let's see what happens with that. That's a little too far. It's kind of interesting. You know what? Now that I'm seeing this shape, I'm almost thinking that maybe the flare needs to only happen at the top and the bottom as opposed to all four sides. Maybe that's what was bugging me about it. All right, so we're gonna go and I'm gonna take out the fillet that has, that's right before our split. Okay. And then I'm going to reverse time. Because what I want to do is instead of that, I want to create a sketch here and then create an offset. Oh, hang on, we need to. Let's figure out how big this is. All right, so it goes to 44. Okay, 44.3. So to get from 40 to 44, we need a 2mm offset. Okay, so I want to okay. All right, so now I've got this, and I should be able to okay, so I want to take all three of these and go 1, 2 this way. And then I want to grab these three, go 1, 2 that way. All right, and then that was 6mm. Okay, so then go in here to edit sketch, grab the sketch, and then move it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so then if I go to create and create a loft between here and here, make a new body. All right, so then I need to grab this profile and I think I had, maybe it was -20, I don't know. Edit feature, it was -20, okay. So I got that right. All right, so that's the new emitter head. So now I should be able to fast forward to the end. Get rid of that emitter. Oh, it didn't get scaled. Okay. I was like, why does that look weird? There we go. All right, so then grab all the edges, and it was 4. Hit OK on that. There we go. Okay, so now the top profile just has it going narrow, and then the side profile has it flaring out a little bit and then going narrow. I think that's kind of cool. So then, if I want to bring this cylinder back in, oh wait. So it's still got an angle going out to there. It's not flat. Well, let me see what happens. It's kind of interesting. Those were the days, how fast they would change. Now I'm standing here wishing back to that way. All we've got is hard to find. Without you, girl, I'm paralyzed. I want you back here, you and I won't give up, I can't deny that you come back. I'm giving you time. Trying so hard to not say goodbye. You've gone and you've left your shadows behind. Could be cool. I think especially whenever I get to, you know, cutting out a line here that makes it like glow. I think that's going to be really cool. I know this is starting to look a little bit industrial, a little bit Star Wars-y, but I mean, that's part of the mashup, right? Because we want to get that Tron feel, but we don't want it to feel like it's completely in the Tron universe. We want to be kind of halfway between. So that's kind of where I am. All right, so out of curiosity, I want to see. Let's not do that. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and split this back up. So that way I can deal with it one piece at a time. But I was thinking, if I go to surface, and take that out, what would happen if I picked all of this and gave it some thickness? Could not create a valid result. Okay. Okay, so it can go outside, but it won't go inside. Interesting. And it gets all really weird going that way. So, all right, let's try this again, except this time I just want to pick these two. Operation could not make a valid result. Okay, so it does not want to go to the inside with that. That's totally fine. All right, let's go back. That was more of an experiment anyway. Because I was kind of thinking, oh, well, what would it be like if I could, you know, like take out part of this here. So I think what I might do is just create an offset and then see where my all right, so if I grab this profile and set this back 12 and then give it a 20-degree flare, then it should follow the inside. Oh right, but these sides are not quite the same there because we used a loft to do that. Because if I cut that out, then oh. It's accidentally kind of cool though, right? I think I just accidentally did something cool. I don't think I want to go that direction though. Oh, I know why the flare doesn't work. It works on this and that, but not the cylinder, because the cylinder isn't flared. That's why. So we'll just delete that, and then we're going to come back into this offset sketch and just make a circle, because then I can take these pieces separately and give it a flare like that, and then take this and drag it back through. So that way we get a hollow inside like that, which is kind of interesting. Let's make this shorter actually. Let's go like, let's see, what if we only do like 6? There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. I think that's gonna work a little bit better. And then this way we can come back in here and we'll just create a hole for our blade. All right, so then that's where the blade exists. So then I was thinking that we needed something for an opening for the blade to be exposed, and on the architecture and stuff, it's just kind of a straight line. So I think that's what we want to do. All right, so I just want to go all the way through this, 3 millimeters tall. And then I want it to terminate somewhere back here. So we'll end it like maybe there. And then on the very end here, I want to have a little bit more of a cutout. And then let's go That's not what I wanted. Let's try that again. See if I can get arc to work. Because I want it to go like here to here. There we go. Alright, I want to see how that turns out. I think it's what I want, but it's all an experiment. So let's just grab all of these profiles and we're going to cut all the way through both sides. I know what this needs. All right, so we're gonna come back in here, and the end piece is interesting, but I'm not sure that it's what I want. So we're gonna get rid of those pieces. And here's my thought. I kind of want the line to stop kind of lined up with this and this. And then I was either thinking dots or dashes. Maybe dashes is the way to go. But I could kind of feeling like There we go. And then I can just trim away these parts. So something like that. And then maybe even let's there we go. Alright, so the blade would reach pretty far on this one. And I just realized I messed up that last sketch because it should be 25.65 for blade size. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you know what? Originally, I had this area reserved for buttons. I guess the buttons are going on this thing because that makes sense to me. We can put a circle bezel here and maybe like another line, or start some kind of pattern or something. Right after emitter? What's right after the emitter? Oh, the switch. Well, that would put it like, because we have these vents on these sides, then the activator switch would have to go on the narrow side. Because technically this is what we consider the switch section. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking for this area here. I'm kind of okay, I know what I'm doing. I have an idea. Let's see if it works. I need to find this sketch. And we're going to move this sketch down a little ways. And then I don't know why it's scaling down when I grab the sides. Alright, so that should be enough room for a button there. Oh, okay. Now the emitter section that I thought about for this would be just these pieces here, but considering that the vents go all the way back to here, then the emitter section would probably have to encompass all of this. We don't really get 3 separate pieces like we normally would, you know. I could make the, I guess it would be a better transition to separate the emitter maybe here. So here, let's recombine that. Well, I mean, yeah, it's because I have this cylinder moving all the way back to here, then this is all kind of one piece. If I have it like end here, I think that would look odd. I kind of like that the transition ends there instead. Let's see if I can smooth out this transition a little bit better. Okay, it doesn't like that. That's not what I want. Okay, we're just gonna leave that alone. Yeah, so I guess this one is just like emitter, sleeve, and pommel. I guess for these crossover ones, we don't really have to conform to the rest of the sabers, because the likelihood of of a person like wanting to make this piece and mix and match it and Frankenstein it with other stuff is probably pretty small percentage of people. So okay. Emerald Overka, thank you for following. Yeah, no, I follow you. Okay, so I was thinking main activator switch would be like here as a circle button, and then maybe have some maybe some other buttons in here just to give it something else going on. So let's make our main activator switch first. I want it to be a circle. You thought a button on top would be cool? So that's one spot for the button. We could do some kind of like, I mean, lightsabers have more than one button, so maybe a round button here, and then maybe like some kind of rectangular looking thing on the top for the more narrow look. So here, follow me on this and see. Let's see where we can go with this, because I have an idea and I want to try it. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for, but we can't put that much detail into it. But definitely, like, you know, a domed button with a highlighted thing around it. So it's kind of where I was going with it. Ah! Nice heart. Hmm. Don't think I like that. I think maybe keeping it separate's better. Continue the line out to the other side. I'm not sure. Right now I'm kind of thinking that I might want to break up this outline into two pieces. Because in looking at the costumes and a lot of the line work on them, a lot of broken lines. It follows the contours, but it breaks it up a lot. So maybe even two breaks in it. Alright, so then somewhere in here, there it is. Yeah, breaking up the lines makes it look more tech, I guess. There we go. Yeah, see that pattern is working a lot better. Even just breaking up the lines more makes it look more futuristic. Contour lines. Not sure what contour lines are, bud. Alright, hang on a second. I need to make sure that none of this stuff is super important. Okay. Alright, so I'm thinking pull this out one more, use a fillet. I think that works. I suppose there needs to be a little bit of space though. Alright, let's try that again. Let's go into here and offset. There we go. Alright, so now when I pop this out, I had a feeling I was going to get a drawing. I mean, yeah, that's actually the image I'm looking at right now. But our contour is a square. So, you know, when you're following lines on organic shapes, then you get a lot of, you know, interesting things happening. But like, if you look at the identity discs and the launch batons, you know, all those repeating contour lines really just follow the rectangle. Now there is one part of the launch one part of the launch baton that we can look at here. It's got a diamond shape and then a couple of cross lines there, and looks a little bit more techy. So we could do something like that, and then, you know, the buttons on here are diamond shaped with arrows. So there's a couple things that we can do that would maybe bring it out a little bit more and make it more visually interesting than just the rectangle in the middle here. So let's go back to, if I can find it. It was recent. There it is. Okay. We'll just get rid of that. All right. Okay, so we want something kind of like this. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is create a center rectangle on this. And try to get it close to the middle. I think that's the middle. That's pretty darn close. Okay, so if we go like 7 by 14, and then we need to go out, let's see. Oh, actually, no, I don't need to do that. I can just come in here and I should be able to 135, lock that in. There we go. We'll just do the same thing over here. That's okay. Alright, so then we want to offset this stuff. By 1 millimeter. And then okay, I think that's not what I wanted. I just want this mirror. This. Across that. All right, so if I grab all of these, now we get a much more interesting texture, though I'm kind of feeling like we need to have a hang on, I know what I mean. Oh, I messed that side up. Dang it. Let's go ahead and fix this one. Why does it look weird? Ah, right. Duh. There we go. Oh, not like that. There we go. Alright, so a lot more texture going on there. I don't know why that face didn't quite work. Oh, it wasn't joined for some reason. That's weird. Okay, well it is now. Alright, so that basically replicates... I keep trying to grab Photoshop and I grab Streamlabs instead. So that basically replicates this without these 4 extra lines here. I think that might overdo it. So, but one thing that I think we will do is on here, I think we're going to put one of those, I think we could do like, there's these little triangle arrows and then diamond shaped buttons. So we could do that on the narrow side. And then for this side, I kind of like this side being a little bit more plain. As far as the texture, I think that kind of, you know, making a distinction between front and back is a good idea. We could do something here, but definitely not as complex. So maybe this side would be the side to just do that line that goes down the middle. Just keep it really clean, simple. Don't want to go too far with it. I have an idea. Where's my origin? All the way out there. It looks like a really wide emoji. It's got 2 eyes and really flat mouth. That doesn't really work, does it? Connecting the lines would be one way to go about it. I could also make a separation in the middle here. Like on this side we have separations there, 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 and there. So then with this one, the separation could be right in the middle, and then maybe like some half rings there to kind of set up these here almost like it's an offset. Let's see, I want the edge to be like there. That's too much. I guess it should be the same size. Oh wait, I forgot. Maybe something like that. Because that kind of looks like circuitry, you know? I mean, one thing that the throwing disc does is it's got these kind of wedge pieces that come out of nowhere and sort of divide it up into arbitrary sections. It also has these symbols here where it's got a big ring and then a dot in the middle and a break somewhere along it. So maybe something like that actually. All right, let's try this again. New plan. Gonna make ourselves a reference line so that we know where the middle is. And that way, yep, there's the middle. All right. So then it's got one large offset. And then a smaller offset. And then okay, and then create a circular pattern. out of this. And then I just need this and these two. Create a copy. We'll go this way with it. Matches up at 14, so 4 millimeters apart, 5, 6 millimeters apart. And then I just got to grab these, do a rotation. Nope, free move. But set my pivot here. And point it upward. And then grab this, and this one. And create a copy this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then free move this 180 degrees that way. All right. Just like that. Okay. The other thing that that these designs have is like a set of numbers, almost like a serial number thing. So I'm wondering if maybe we should shift these circles to the end and then put the serial number there. I mean, I like those, but they don't span the whole distance, and that's part of my worry there. Let me see if I've got. I don't remember if I have the Tron font or not. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna download a font here. I download a lot of fonts. Install. They'd probably be a little bit better spaced out more, but I'm starting to wonder if they would be better used in another spot. So we're gonna keep the sketch, but I'm just gonna take away the extrusion for the moment because we can always use that sketch on another plane. So I'm almost thinking like maybe using smaller versions of it on the narrow sides of our emitter, you know, or maybe on the long edge here, you know. Though I know I said that I was going to put like some buttons here. So there's that as well. So maybe like 3 smaller versions there, and then we have like the buttons up here. That could be cool. All right, I want to see if it's going to bring up my newly installed text or not. I don't think it's gonna, but I want to see. It did not. Okay. So, you know what that means. We gotta save this. And close out that file, and then we gotta close Fusion and reopen it. Because I'm looking at the disk and I see like this serial number thing. Thought that'd be a really cool addition to the grip area. All right, let's open up our Tron Saber. Okay. Sorry, I had to take care of that. All right. Let's see if it'll let us use that text now. There it is. Okay. Try to get this kind of centered. I think that looks pretty close as far as like going through the center of the letters or numbers. All right. I am curious the space between these letters. Oh, it's not going to show me. Okay. Because I've got to extrude it first. Come on. I just want to know from here to here. 0.2 millimeters. Okay, so these are way too close to each other. I was afraid of that, because they looked like they were really close. I don't know if I get much control over the text itself. Yeah, I don't get any options for like kerning and stuff. If I put a space between them, then it's just too much. Man, I really don't want to have to like... Okay, new plan. We're gonna have to create a vector so that way we can have the space between the numbers appropriate. So obviously we should throw in a little Star Wars reference. So we'll go -1138. There we go. Okay. All right, so if they were 0.2 apart when they were 12 millimeters tall, then we need to triple that distance. So there's 0. There's 50, 75, 100. 50 ought to do it. Here's the thing though, I actually don't want the outline. I want the solid shapes in the center of these. So we're gonna have to do some editing anyway. So we need to create outlines from this, and then go inside of it. And then we need to basically eliminate ungroup, release compound paths. And we could go slimmer or keep them more bulky. I'm probably gonna have to go smaller. So I just delete the outer outlines. Actually, I like the bigger dash on this one, and we're gonna bring these a little bit closer together, I think. All right. The 8 kind of looks weird, but you know, it's Tron writing, so all right. Go ahead and save this as an SVG. Let's see, where were we? We're in Tron Saber, that's right. All right, let's see how that does. So we'll go ahead and create a sketch, insert an SVG file. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Hey, that almost came out right. We just need to scale it a little bit. All right, let's go 0.9. Yeah, that fits a little bit better. There we go. I'm pretty sold on that. I think that's gonna look really good. There we go. There we go. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. The dash, it's maybe a little bit off. 4.7 there. And 6.4 there, so it's 1 millimeter off. Oh, okay. It does kind of look like that. Why won't it let me move parts of the vector? Man, that dash is gonna bug me now. It's not even what you were talking about, and it's gonna bug me. There we go. There we go. And then we were at like 0.9, I think. Yeah. The 6 does look very similar to the 8, but there is enough of a difference that you know, if you look closely, you'd realize it's 1138. No, that's fine. You can share. There we go. Oh, that's too bright. That's too dark. I guess gray works. All right, let's see what you got. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's yeah, I mean that would fit on a square thing, but the concentric circles aren't gonna hold up unless we break up the pattern somehow. So we could use that for inspiration. I was also looking at the what do you call it? The launch baton, and looking at how they deal with it. It's interesting because they have you know, an extra end piece that's a little bit smaller, and then it sort of, you know, fillets over and caves in, and then it has a little piece that pops out, and then we could put like maybe some concentric ring design in the middle of that for a vent. But I really liked this shape, and I was gonna try that out for the pommel on this end, just to see where we get with it. You know, pop out a little piece that then sinks in and has, you know, an even smaller rectangle inside that pops back out a little bit. Okay. So there's that and that. All right, so now would be a good time to save. Now for our, what we would consider our adjustment buttons, we want to be on this. And let's get a arbitrary center line. Well, that's not what I wanted. Okay, hang on. Dang it, that's not what I wanted. Let's try that again. Let's go point to position. Dang it. All right, I want to move this point to position from this point. 0. There we go. Okay. Now we're on our center line. All right. And then for buttons, if I go with our baton inspiration. Be looking at a center rectangle. And then something like that. Yeah, I thought about using the recognizer for a lot more inspiration, but it just felt too bad guy, you know, for what we were trying to do. Why does that look off? From there to there is 6. From there to there is 6. Okay. It just looks weird, I think, because of the dimensions. I mean, I could, but I don't know if that's in the cards tonight. You think so? Yeah, I guess in the example, they're basically as big as the buttons are. So let's split the difference. Let's bring this down to 6. And then let's bring this up to 6. I'm locked onto something here. That didn't work. There we go. Definitely need these closer. There we go. Alright, then we're going to move the whole thing away from this. And then we need a bounding box, basically. Actually, what would be easier if I just grab... Hey, come on now. That, and that. Yeah, I think that's working. Okay, I do feel like I need to move it just a little bit. I want to move this so that it's more in line with this stuff. Yeah, that way when you flip it around, you get all these rectangles lining up really nicely. Which I guess is more... I was thinking about the 3 circles. And I was thinking about, you know, the symmetry of the piece. And I'm almost thinking that maybe the round button does need to move up here. And that maybe these rectangle things need to move a little bit farther up, or stretch out a little bit, or just be, you know, better centered on the grip area. And then underneath here, do another rectangle, but then put the 3 circle things in that. Yeah, I'm almost thinking that maybe this button does need to go up here, and that's going to look better. All right, so that's sketch 11. So right here. Okay. So we're just going to recreate that. It didn't take very long, so Oh, I went too far. What the hell? That's not what I wanted. Extrude. There we go. That one's bigger. There we go. Okay, so now I can just go back to sketch 11. And then I just need to find this. There we go. Okay, because then I can just I could just cheat this instead of moving all the sketches around. I could just bring that in closer. There we go. It's a tiny bit shorter, but I think it still works. Let's see, what are we at right now anyway? 263. That's a pretty short saber. So even with the 15 back, it's really not quite long enough. It's very short. So maybe we're missing an opportunity for like another section in here somewhere that breaks up the design a little bit more. To make the pommel longer. Yeah, I could add like maybe 5 to each end. Yeah, that's still pretty okay as far as like the spacing and stuff goes. Now we're at 288. Yeah, I thought about that, but I think that makes it look a little bit odd. And plus, that like a lot of the sabers that we're working on Monday were 266. So now that it's 280, it's kind of like right along the lines of those other sabers. So actually, if we go back to before that, I think we might be right in the zone. 27, okay, or 28. All right, yeah. So actually, this is right in the zone of like a normal hilt. I don't know why I thought it was so short when, you know, a lot of sabers are around 26, between 26 and 30 centimeters. So this should be fine. Okay, so I wanted to take this sketch, or maybe not that specifically. Let's edit 46 by 16. Okay, that's what I needed to know. Because now we need to come in here. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, so we've got a recessed area on bottom and top. Good time to save. All right, so we had, where is it? There it is, sketch 14. There we go. There we go. Yeah. I dig it. Okay. Idea. Let's get rid of that. Because I'm thinking, let's cut that down a little bit, and then we're going to bring in a little bit to go the rest of the way. There we go. All right. So I don't think I want to do anything in particular with the pommel on the outside of it. I don't want to distract from all these other details we've got going on. So looking at the possibilities of a vent, make a central circle. Okay, let's try something here. All right. This is kind of what I was thinking. I think it works. It's simple, not too complex. I think I do need to bring in these corners, even though the chamfer doesn't really show it, just to keep that oh, that doesn't work. There we go. Not feeling it? Really? So our main shapes have been circles, diamonds, and lines. I'm not really seeing a lot of, looks like an eye, I guess because of the upper and lower parts of it. Okay, I have an idea. How about What is it stuck on? Yeah, the chip did have some lines in it and stuff. I just didn't want it to look too complex, you know, because it's just there's part of the appeal is that it's simple and clean. I know we didn't go extreme with minimalism on this because it is also a Star Wars mashup. So we do want some level of detail, but I don't want to go overboard. So, but maybe you're right. Maybe it's like lines instead of polygon shapes. So maybe it's It works. All right. I think I'm ready to put a blade in this and start making this ready for rendering. Ooh, chrome black. Yeah, that design is a bit more symmetrical, for sure. The chip design is very asymmetrical, but I don't know. I kind of dig it. I think we might stick with this one, just because it is that tiny bit of asymmetry in there. I kind of want to see how the light affects everything on this. Just oh man, that's gonna be so freaking cool looking. All right, back to design. I appreciate it, man. Okay. So let's open up our appearance again. And we're going to grab this LED indigo. We're just going to lay it inside of these stuff. Which is what's going to make this really pop. I want to make sure that's not too bright. So we're going to go back to render real quick. Okay, doesn't look too bright, so I'm happy with that. Let's go back to design and keep punching this in. And then I want make a silver button, I think. Oh, I remember what I wanted to do.
They danced around me and they took my hand. Whispered, close your eyes and understand. When I felt the change, it startled me. This carnival of animals is part of me.
Oh, hang on. Need to fix this. I almost had it. Damn it. Alright, alright. Just need to get rid of that.
This carnival of animals is all I see.
There we go. That's what I wanted. Maybe that should be silver. Yeah. Throwing in that just that little bit of silver, I think makes it just a tiny bit more Star Warsy. All right, let's double check this real quick. All right, I think that's all of it. Oh, that's so crazy looking. I might have to go with um, a softer glow on the buttons part because it's reflecting off of everything inside of there, and that's not quite what I want. So to keep the color the same, I can just duplicate this and then edit, and we'll just turn down the luminance. And then we can just grab the copies. Okay, so that is applied appropriately. I mean, in Tron, basically everything is either blue or orange, depending on, if you. I mean, there are the chicks that are white programs, so white does exist, but blue and orange is kind of like the main thing. So I kind of wanted to stick with that as far as how that was going to work. Just gonna wait for these to render. Oh, where the silver is? We already have a lot of contrast going on with the indigo and the glowing. I thought maybe the silver sort of muted it a little bit, just enough that it still has that Star Wars sci-fi flavor without it going too overtly Tron with all the glowing. One thing I thought about possibly is maybe going to this inside rim here and just making that glow. Because outlines. you know, maybe that's a good idea just for the render. Alright, well here's the first render. If it'll... Oh, I think I made it mad. I'm not sure what made it mad, but it's like really having to think for a minute. It's still mad. Alright. Well, I guess we need to kill the program. See if we can get it back. Too much awesome for it to handle. I mean, maybe. That is quite a possibility. We'll see where it last saved at. Okay, recovery failed. So it didn't like that. When's the last time we saved it? Probably before, Oh, yep. Oh, no. Maybe it'll bring it up again. All the more important that we save more often. Before you start your render, always save. And now it's just angry in general. Not responding. What is going on? See if we can get it to work this time. Alright, at least open my projects folder this time. Nope, okay. So we get to redo... Oh man. Well, at least the button is up there. So, gotta redo the vent. And... I think that's... Oh, and these. Son of a gun. Alright. It's still in the clipboard? Nope. Okay. Let's go find our circle sketch. There it is. Close enough. Save. Alright, so if I remember correctly, I went to go find this fillet, and then I backed this up 12, and then I offset this 1, and then pulled this back out 6, and then offset this, I want to say 3, or was it 4? Must have been 4. And then it was 6, and then did that. There we go. Okay, and then I grabbed this and went back 2, and then grabbed that, went back 1, and then this was filleted 2, and then this was 1.75, .5, and then this one and this one, 0.5, save. Okay, we're getting pretty close here. Oh, I had these filleted. I mean, it wouldn't be a real lightsaber build if we didn't have something go wrong. Okay. I want to say that's everything there. So there we go. Oh yeah, the button fix. Yep, we will definitely get to that. All right, I want to say this was 8. And then I grabbed a rectangle. And then we had angle here, angle here, angle here. And then I had one that ran this way, and one that ran to like there. This one actually needs to go that way. Well, that's pretty close to the original. Good enough. All right, button fix. It was right. Sketch here, and it was 8. There we go. Save. Save. Alright. I think we're back where we were. Other than just applying our color. Oh, we need to make a blade, right? Okay. Whoa, that's too long. I mean, it's probably more accurate, but we don't need it that long. There we go. Indigo. Where's Indigo? Aha, there it is. All right. There we go.
Take it from me, I've learned my lesson. She gave everything, she was such a blessing, but from day to day, she would change her ways. Give me her love, then she'd take it away.
I guess another option, you know, now that we're here and I'm thinking about it. Here, we don't want bodies. Just want faces. There we go. This might be cool. Instead of going silver on the vents, keep the vents black, but just make the edges glow. So that way you get more of those lines without overdoing it, which is what I was worried about the first time, was just overdoing those. But this way, we get the accent without really having to worry about how much light it's putting off, because it's pretty minimal, but you still get those lines. Save. Oh, yeah, that's so crazy looking. Oh my gosh. Oh, I do want that button to be silver, though. I am so pretty sold on the button being silver. There we go. They're a lot dimmer now. I'm pretty sold on that. Alright, let's run a render on this. And what's funny is it has our other renders still saved in the cloud, even though it didn't save our actions. Oh, yeah, that's not in the reflection, is it? Stop rendering. There we go. Okay. Let's get under here. Thank you for reminding me. There we go. Now we get that reflection underneath of those square rim. What square rim? Did I miss something? Because I've got all the other square pieces. Not sure what we're referring to. No, not around those. No, because we don't do that on the top buttons either. I guess the slightly more dim color worked better for these guys. There we go. All right. Render. Render. Save. Oh, there we go. That version is done. Ah, it's pretty. It's so pretty. Alright, let's flip this guy around and get a view this way. Well, thanks, Tim. Yeah, this one turned out pretty cool. I'm always really uncertain about the crossover stuff, but then once we actually do it, I'm really happy with the results, and I feel like we've made something that you know, that other people haven't made yet. So that also makes me feel good about it. Being able to make something that I feel is unique and not just, you know, piggybacking over, you know, behind other designs that are similar. You know, I feel like this design is pretty unique. Oh, there we go. We got our second one. Oh, it's so pretty. We'll say if anybody gets the 1138 reference, but they'll probably think it says 1136. So, all right, cool. All right, well, it's a little bit too late to be starting a new saber, so that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you to everyone that joined me for the evening. We are just closing in on a 4-hour stream, and we were able to make a Tron-inspired lightsaber in the... oh, yeah. There we go. We were able to make a Tron-inspired lightsaber, and I think it turned out pretty awesome looking. That's gonna do it for tonight. On Monday, we'll be returning to our lightsaber sprint and see how many more character lightsabers we can crank out in one night, starting on Monday around between 7 and 7:30. Hope to see you there. And until then, stay crafty, my friends, and good night. Yes, 4 is the goal.